Welcome back to some more battles. We are in the open greatly today, and let's see if we can get some wins with this Shadow Dragonite with the Jellicent and the Sandslash team. We got the Grumpig in the lead here. Let's see what we decide to do. We're just gonna stay in, fire off this Dragon Claw, and they actually decided to let it go, so we can just one shield and just win this lead here. And down goes the Grumpig. Let's see what they bring in. Oh, ends up being the Malamar. Malamar is going to be interesting. We fire off the superpower and they decide to shield that one. We have a choice to come in. We have to go with the Jellicent here, as we are just going to try to chunk away at this thing. Looks like our opponent does get to another foul play. We have to shield here just to get this move off. We get the last shield and we're trying to catch a move here. Looks like we do catch something. Ends up being the foul play, which is nice. And our opponent here is going to try to get to another move, but we get to this Ice Punch before they can get their move off. And that's really beneficial for us because now we have this Sandslash to pair up with this Clocksire. It was a CAP tie, so we get the move off and we get them to use energy. And this Jellicent here is going to be able to reach this move to almost KO. And just a couple more hexes will take down the Clocksire. So they actually had a pretty decent team against us if they had somehow saved some shields for the backline. Ooh, terrible lead here. We're going to dip into the Jellicent. Our opponent is staying in, farming up a move and then dipping out. But interesting enough, they go into their Lapras. Lapras with energy disadvantage isn't necessarily a counter to the Jellicent, so I wonder how good this Jellicent is actually. So you can see right there, we are able to flip the switch even though they delay their switch. And then you can see we were able to get to another Shadow Ball, forcing them to use energy. Let's see what they reveal. Aerial Ace is revealed, and now we have the best matchup we need. Sandslash versus the Dumpluff, and then we have the Dragonite paired against what we really wanted, which is this Marowak. This could be the bait, but we have two shields to hide behind. They actually go for the Rock Slide, and now we're in a great spot because we're going to be able to reach this Dragon Claw before they get to their next move. Down goes their Marrow, and looks like Shadow Jump Up is looking to throw a move. Aerial Ace, significant damage. However, we are going to be able to switch out. Another Acrobatics is used, and that is a resistant move. So now we're going to be able to use this Ice Punch for the win. So GG's to our opponent. That was quite the matchup. It looked like the Jellicent was a core breaker for their backline. So luckily, we were able to flip that switch. This is kind of an interesting lead. So even though they're dealing super effective fast move damage, our Dragon Breaths are actually adding up just as much. So we're electing to stay in. And you can see right there, we got them into the yellow first. They are going to be able to reach these moves faster than us. So it looks like we do force out the switch, and we have the matchup we prefer, because obviously this Mandibuzz would have been able to be really good against our Jellicent. This next Ice Punch here might KO. Ooh. Surviving with the Sliver Health and taking that Dark Pulse might be the reason we lose. We switch out immediately into the Dragonite, and it looks like we do get them to be a little bit too greedy. We take out the Dunsparce, and now we have to deal with this Clocksire. Clocksire is the only one left, and we do have the right matchup because the fact that they exited gives me the notion that they probably were running Sludge Bomb and they could only get to Earthquakes. All right, here we have a interesting matchup again because our Dragon Breath were just chunking away. We tried to catch the move, but our opponent was patient with it, Now we're going to go for this Shadow Ball towards this Shadow Jump Club. If it's Energy Ball, we might get KO'd, but they're only running Acrobatics, so we do survive that. Now we're going to be able to fire off another Shadow Ball for the KO. This Lapras is looking for a lot of energy, but they throw a move before we get to the move. Looks like we are going to use our Sandslash. Sandslash finally has to switch out, and now we go into the Dragonite. Dragonite fire out the Dragon Claw. We have to shield here. They did build up to the Rock Slide, but they go for the Bone Club bait, which is fine because we're going to be applying a lot of fast move pressure. We get that second shield, and we can shield here and look for the farm down, I guess. Another Bone Club is used. They actually swap out, and now we have the Sandslash versus the Lapras. Almost KOs. They are just barely alive, and now we're going to go for the farm down. Almost at a move, and we are going to be able to outpace them to the next move for the KO. So GG's to our opponent, able to wiggle out of that situation against that Lapras lead. Thankfully, hiding behind two shields versus that Marowak was the play. Alright, we got the Greedent to deal with now. Okay. Greedent here is going to be quite spammy. We are going to be able to fire off this Dragon Claw. They did no shield correctly. Here comes the crunch. We avoid the debuff, and we're looking for... Ooh, almost got the farm down, but they are able to reach another crunch. Takes us out easily, and we're just going to look for farm. So that's pretty good farm. We got like 3 Powder Snow. And unfortunately, this Jellicent lurking in the back is not what we want to see. We shield the Shadow Ball correctly. And at this point, unfortunately, our Sandslash is not running Shadow Claw. So most of the damage is going to be from these Draw runs. And we're going to try to catch a move potentially. Nope. We decided just to tank this. And then we're going to look for the farm down. But unfortunately, they have 2 shields to hide behind with this Malamar. This Malamar is just going to be able to outpace us and throw those super effective foul plays. This is going to be another foul play. We survived this, but the extra sideways are going to be adding up. We go for another serve here, trying to switch out eventually. Yeah, just no wiggle room, especially since they have their own Jellicent in the back. Kind of a core breaker with energy advantage against our backline. So well played by our opponents. Check out the team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.